Why saving money feels painful to your brain. Most people believe saving money is simply a matter of discipline. If someone spends too much, the explanation seems obvious. They lack self-control. They need a better budget. They need stronger willpower. But the real answer is far stranger. Every time you decide whether to spend or save, your brain is solving a problem that existed tens of thousands of years before money was ever invented. The strange part is that your brain is using ancient survival rules to make modern financial decisions. That creates a conflict almost nobody notices. Imagine finding a basket filled with food thousands of years ago. Your ancestors had no supermarkets, no refrigerators, and no guarantee another meal would appear tomorrow. Waiting could mean losing everything. Another animal might steal it. Another person might discover it first. The food could spoil. In that world, using resources immediately often increased the chances of survival. Your brain inherited many of those same decision-making systems. The problem is that modern wealth depends on doing almost the opposite. Saving money means refusing an immediate reward in exchange for a future reward that does not even exist yet. Your brain has difficulty treating those two rewards as equal. The reward today feels real. The reward years from now feels distant and uncertain. Why does tomorrow seem so much less valuable than today? Psychologists call this present bias. It describes your brain's tendency to place far greater value on immediate rewards than future ones, even when waiting would clearly produce a better outcome. This isn't simply laziness. It is a deeply rooted feature of human decision-making. One of the researchers who helped reveal this pattern was Walter Mischel through the famous marshmallow experiment. Children were offered one marshmallow immediately or two if they could wait. Some delayed gratification, others could not. The experiment became one of the most recognizable demonstrations of how difficult waiting can be for the human mind. The interesting part is not that waiting is difficult. The interesting part is why. Your brain constantly tries to reduce uncertainty. Future rewards are uncertain. Immediate rewards are guaranteed. Throughout human evolution, guaranteed resources often mattered more than possible future benefits. Choosing certainty frequently increased survival. That ancient shortcut still operates every time you scroll through an online store. A limited-time discount feels exciting because your brain interprets disappearing opportunities as potential losses. A luxury purchase promises immediate emotional satisfaction. A small investment account promises numbers that may not matter for years. One creates instant emotion. The other requires imagination. Which one naturally feels more attractive? Behavioral economist Daniel Kahneman spent decades studying how people make decisions under uncertainty. His research showed that your brain often relies on fast mental shortcuts instead of careful analysis. These shortcuts save time, but they also produce predictable mistakes. One of those mistakes appears every time saving money feels uncomfortable. Your brain is not measuring dollars alone, it is measuring emotions. Spending immediately often produces a burst of anticipation before the purchase is even completed. That anticipation activates reward systems involving dopamine, a chemical messenger associated with motivation and learning. Many people assume dopamine creates pleasure. In reality, dopamine is more closely linked to wanting than enjoying. That distinction changes everything. Your brain can strongly want something long before it discovers whether owning it actually improves happiness. Companies understand this remarkably well. Bright colors, countdown timers, limited stock messages, and flash sales all encourage your brain to focus on immediate rewards instead of future goals. None of these techniques create new desires from nothing. They simply activate systems that already evolved long before modern commerce existed. Saving money offers almost none of those emotional signals. There is no exciting sound when money quietly remains in a bank account. There is no celebration after skipping an unnecessary purchase. There is often no visible reward for months or even years. To your ancient brain, that feels strangely unsatisfying. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio helped demonstrate that emotions are deeply involved in decision-making. Even choices that appear purely logical depend on emotional processes inside the brain. Without emotional guidance, decision-making becomes surprisingly difficult. That means successful saving is not just about mathematics. It is about designing emotions that support long-term thinking. Many financially successful people unknowingly build environments that reduce temptation before decisions even occur. Automatic transfers move money into savings before spending becomes possible. Investment contributions happen without requiring repeated motivation. Bills are organized automatically. Friction is added to unnecessary purchases while convenience is added to saving. Notice what changes. The system changes before behavior changes. Your ancestors also relied on environments rather than constant willpower. Living near water, building shelters, storing food, and traveling in groups reduced the number of difficult decisions that had to be made every day. Modern financial habits work surprisingly similarly. Instead of asking your brain to fight thousands of temptations every year, successful systems quietly remove many temptations before they appear. This explains why two people with similar incomes can experience completely different financial futures. One depends on motivation, the other depends on design. Motivation rises and falls. Good systems continue working even on difficult days. There is another fascinating twist. Every time you successfully delay gratification, your brain gathers evidence that waiting can produce meaningful rewards. Small financial victories gradually reshape expectations about the future. Over time, saving becomes less emotionally uncomfortable because your brain begins recognizing delayed rewards as increasingly realistic. The transformation rarely happens overnight. It happens through repetition. A skipped impulse purchase today seems insignificant. A small investment this month appears ordinary. An automatic transfer feels almost invisible. Yet those tiny decisions accumulate for years. Compounding grows money, but repeated habits gradually reshape your brain's expectations as well. The greatest financial advantage is often not earning more. It is teaching your ancient survival instincts to succeed inside a modern world they were never designed to understand. Every time you choose tomorrow over today, your brain is quietly practicing a skill your ancestors rarely needed. And the next time saving money feels uncomfortable, remember that the discomfort is not evidence that you are failing. It is evidence that an ancient survival system is encountering a world that changed much faster than evolution ever could.